Hi everyone. Today we are talking about the FusionMaster system, the whole family. But in front of me, we only have the base. And the reason being is because it starts with the FusionMaster foot. It's all about the base. Once you have this one element, you can build on several different accessories, making it more affordable. And there's no electricity, so you don't have to worry about bulky appliances being stored in your kitchen. So how does the FusionMaster base work? You will see a silicone ring on the bottom. And this ring will adhere to many surfaces, such as glossy glass, stainless steel, ceramic, tile, porcelain, granite, quartz, you name it. And it can work on wood, but it has to be a glossy finish. It will not adhere to natural wood or tablecloths. In order to suction the foot to your surface, you have two pictograms here. You have a locked and an unlocked position. So I'm going to demonstrate it with no accessories attached. And I want to do that so you can see the locking mechanism happening. As I turn, you will see this notch. This is actually what locks your accessories in place. And it will align right with the pictogram. To unlock, you simply rotate it the opposite direction and that notch goes down. And this nice lip here is easy to pull to remove. Last, we have the QR code. This QR code is a great reminder on how to use the product, but it also provides you detailed product videos with different accessories, and it will eventually lead to the consumer website where they can find additional information such as recipe videos and other product videos, and to buy additional accessories. The foot is so easy to clean. I recommend washing it by hand. Do not place it in the dishwasher. And when you wash it by hand, there are two holes to allow excess water to release. You'll see one on the top, and you have this large lever here to release any excess water. So now let's dive deeper into the accessories. We're now going to talk about the mincer and sausage attachment. In front of me, I have them all laid out. And I did that for a reason, so we can go over them in detail. Here we have the hopper. This is the chamber where all the food is placed inside for mincing your meat, fish, sausage, whatever. Then we have our screw. The screw is highly engineered, designed for optimal food pushing through. I have my cutting fan. The cutting fan is designed that it's flat. So when the food pushes through, it is not chewed or damaged. So you have the best results every time. Now let's talk about the grids. We have a large and a small. The large is great for coarse preparations like burgers, and the small is great for more finer preparations like tartare, hummus, fish cakes. And sometimes what I do, if I want a more finer approach, I will use the first grid, the larger one first, and then I will finish up with the second one so I can get a really nice result. Here I have my sausage attachment. It's great for filling cannelloni, stuffed vegetables, and you can actually use it to make the perfect size meatballs. I have my screw ring. The screw ring is actually what holds your screw and your cutting fan in place when assembled. And fun fact, it's actually designed to screw on opposite direction, so when you are using your handle, it always stays in place. Here we have our plunger. The plunger will guide your food effortlessly into the chamber, and you can actually use the cover to scrape off any excess food from your cutting fan, and you won't damage it. And what I love about your plunger is that all of the accessories store easily right inside. Nice and compact for storage. Here is our handle. It secures the screw in place when using, and it will resist high forces when using the product. Now let's assemble the product. I'm going to place the hopper onto the foot, but I will not lock it. Reason is, it is easier to assemble the product, tilt it, so all the pieces can stay in place. First, we will insert the screw, then the cutting fan. Then, grid of your choice. Making sure the notch is aligned to the indent on the hopper. Then screw on the ring to secure in place. Finally, the handle. Now, lock the foot to the countertop so it's secure. We are ready to begin. A couple of tips before we start mincing. 1, you want to use cold meats. They're easier to process through the mincer, and it helps lubricate the screw as you go through. Try not to use room temperature meats because the fat will start to melt and it actually gets stuck around the cutting pan. And make sure your pieces are small enough to fit into the hopper. And with the plunger, you do not need to use it for resistance. You don't need to push down. Just simply place the plunger on to guide your food through. But you don't have to use it. And last, do not use frozen foods. It will not process through easily. You'll have to use a lot of resistance, and we don't want that. When adding flavor into your minced meat, for hard vegetables like carrots, I recommend using the herb chopper to cut them down pretty small before processing through. But you can add herbs, garlics, small chunks of onions right inside. So let's get started. Here I have 2 breasts of chicken cut into small pieces. I'm going to use tongs to place it into my hopper. I'm going to fill my hopper about 2/3 full, and I'm going to start turning my handle. It's that easy. And you can see the meat coming right through, nice and minced. Now, if you want more finer ground meat, I recommend using the small grid. And if it's not fine enough, just run it right back through. I'm not going to use my plunger because it's just that simple. The plunger cover is great to remove any excess meat right off. I think we're finished. Now we're going to disassemble. First, I'm going to unlock the base. Then unscrew my handle. Now unscrew the ring. Remove your grid, then cutting fan. Now push the screw out. Here is where any leftovers can be placed into your bowl. It's perfect to use the silicone spatula thin to help remove any leftover ingredients. Remove the hopper, and now we can wash it. To use the sausage attachment, you have to have the FusionMaster assembled, but not locked. So, just to recap, I have the hopper, screw, cutting fan, grid all together. Now, using the screw ring, I'm going to align the notches of the sausage insert and snap in place. Once you hear the click, you're ready to go. Now we screw on the ring to lock everything in place. And last, secure the foot to the countertop. We have our FusionMaster assembled, and I have the sausage attachment all ready to go. I'm actually going to show you a simple recipe, which you can find on the recipe database. It is a spinach, ricotta, and Parmesan filled cannelloni. It's so easy. Let's get started. In my bowl, I have the minced chicken, spinach, ricotta, Parmesan, and some breadcrumbs. Now I'm going to add it into my hopper. Take my cannelloni noodle, place it inside the sausage attachment, and turn my handle. You can see that it fills so easily. I'm going to repeat with the remaining cannellonis and get this in the oven. Cleaning is not that difficult. Most of the pieces are dishwasher safe. You can place the hopper, the plunger, disassembled, your screw, the screw ring, and the sausage attachment into your dishwasher. But the 2 grids and the cutting fan, I would recommend washing by hand. And you can use a small brush like the tumbler brush or any other brush to help you clean it. For the base and the handle, I really recommend washing these by hand and letting them dry. You can make so many things with the mincer and sausage accessory. Here you can see the cannelloni that we did earlier, falafels, meatballs, we have fish patties, veggie patties, we have ground meat, we have hummus, and even dumplings. So, as you can see, this product is a must-have for you in the kitchen. And it's really easy to use. And I can't stress enough, making your own food at home is really the healthiest way. When you buy store-bought ground beef, there's added colors and additives inside to make that bright, vibrant color. But when you do it at home, none of that. And with the sausage accessory, the possibilities are even wider, making this product so versatile.